So first things first, you want to set clear goals. So you have to define your why and understand why you want to get fit. Do you want to get healthier, lose weight, build muscle, or improve your overall well-being? And understanding your why is very important in terms of setting your clear goals. And you want to set yourself SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals. And these SMART goals could be for anyone, even if you're new into fitness or a fitness addict. Everyone should have SMART goals. For example, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week, or I'd like to run a 5k in sub 23 minutes, or a weightlifting goal could be I would like to lift 100 kg on bench by the end of summer. So now that your goals are in place, it's time to assess your current fitness level, and this could be anything from body weight measurements to your weight, to how much weight you can lift, to how good your stamina is. And once you've assessed your current fitness level in any shape or form, you can make your judgments there and see how it fits with your goal. For example, if you've never run a day in your life, but one day you'd love to run a marathon, you've got to realize that this isn't going to happen overnight, and you would have to create a plan in order to reach these long-term goals. You've got to set short-term goals in order to get to this. You've got to create that plan, work towards it every single day in order to try and get to that long-term goal. So my next point is more lifting based, and that is learning proper form. You could do this by watching YouTube videos, TikToks, YouTube shorts, Instagram reels. There is so much free advice on the internet nowadays that your sport for choice, and your form is something you want to perfect before you go into lifting heavy weights, because this is how injuries could happen. So I know from personal experience that when you're new to lifting, it is so difficult not to get carried away, as you don't necessarily know what your limits and your boundaries are. But speaking from personal experience, and I'm 100% sure seasoned lifters would agree with this, but they will say focus on your form before you try lifting heavy weights. And honestly, you just got to put your ego aside, and this will benefit you so much in the long run, as your risk of injury reduces with proper form. And if you need any help with that, I offer online coaching services, and you could check that out by clicking the top link in the description below. So my next way is by mixing it up, and this is something which I couldn't recommend anymore. It is very important to incorporate different types of exercises, for example a mixture of cardio and strength training, as well as trying to improve your flexibility. And also this is very important to avoid boredom, and you definitely don't want that to happen. I'm someone that lives a very active lifestyle. I played football my whole life, and I still play football to this day, and I've been weightlifting for the last 10 years. So as of recently, I've picked up paddle, and I do that as well as football and running for my cardio. And on the other hand, for my strength training, I have my CrossFit and my bodybuilding, which is a perfect mix, and it gives me a lot of fun and enjoyment in trying to stay fit and healthy. And while juggling all these forms of exercise, it's very important to listen to your body. Rest and recovery is very important in hitting your goals. So resting allows time for your muscles to recover, and also if you've picked up a little niggle in your shoulder from doing bench press, or you're suffering from knee pain from running, it's very important to listen to that, as you might aggravate it a lot more, and this might cause a long-term injury, and we don't want that to happen, because you may be thinking you're taking a step forward with this extra training session, but in hindsight you might be taking 2 steps back if you get injured. So rest is very important. The next way is you should try and find a way to stay motivated. You could do this by tracking your fitness progress. You could get a fitness journal or download an app to track your progress, your diet, and your workouts. Also, you could do this by joining a community or finding a workout buddy. There are many run clubs out there that could help with this, or you could find a friend to train with so you could keep each other accountable. And finally, you could reward yourself. And to be honest, I don't necessarily believe in rewarding yourself in food if there's a balance, but you could buy yourself things to stay motivated. For example, when I got into running, I bought myself a brand new pair of running shoes. I've recently got into paddle, so I bought myself a new paddle, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm forever buying myself new gym clothes for motivation, so I couldn't recommend it more. You could get 10% off your gym clothes if you go on the Muscle Nation website and use code JORD at checkout. My next way is you gotta be consistent. You have to build a routine into this and turn it into a habit, and you just have to aim for consistency. And it is way better to have short regular workouts than long sporadic ones. And also with consistency, patience is very key, and you also have to understand that fitness is a journey and it takes time, and you have to celebrate small victories on your way to your big goals. For example, if you're trying to hit your marathon, you gotta celebrate your first 5k somehow. And finally, you gotta stay educated. I know it sounds boring, but you gotta continue learning. That's why it's very important to find an exercise you find really fun, or a long-term goal you could have fun with on the way getting there. So you gotta stay informed with the latest fitness trends, new exercises, nutritional advice, but I recommend staying away from fad diets, watching videos like the one you're watching now, or attending fitness classes where you can learn a new skill. For example, I am brand new to CrossFit, but I am attending the odd CrossFit class to get me up to scratch, and no matter how long you've been in the game, there's always always room to learn a new skill or exercise, and it's very important to learn how to adapt and adjust. The more and more you learn, the more likely your plan will change, and the more and more you train, you know exactly what works for your body and for your goals. If you want to carry on learning and your goal is to build muscle, I've got a video on how to build muscle which you could check out now.